Question.
In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat there. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smile. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Grand Rising, people. It's your girl Reese, aka the best that ever did it, aka out there McFarland, aka AM Morning, aka Molly. I need some CMOS. I need to get some energy. I need to get rejuvenated. It didn't hit me until last night. Oh my gosh. If you don't know one thing about me, it's like I always get congested after the rain. We was in a bad rainstorm all day Saturday, and the wetness and the dampness and the moist and the low clouds. Okay, I was feeling okay yesterday, and I was feeling okay Sunday, but last night my chest started hurting. I started coughing. I'm like, what the hell am I coughing for? I was like, hope Jody Blow don't tell me. David Green was in the car coughing too, on the way back, and I was like, he was like, no, something went down the wrong pipe. I said, David, you coughing too much. And then I hear Lee coughing in the back, coughing to the left, coughing to the back, and I'm like this, like, ooh, I hope this ain't nothing going around. But baby, I'm taking my elderberry, my zinc, and my magnesium. I need some more of my little sea moss to help me, fight this, whatever this is, off, so I can have my lungs clear. Because y'all know, next Wednesday, I'll be on my way to New York, the Black Women in Comedy Festival. Yes. Okay. This book right here, Shades of Blue. I'm going to take this book with me. I'm going to travel with this book. I'm going to try to get some good reading for this book again. I might let it play on audio, put it in my ears, and just hear the story over and over again. This is, it tickles me. It's funny because every time I read this book, it seemed like I said that story. Am I forgetting what I wrote? Or did I write so much that I forgot? It was just so much. I'm like, what is going on here? But I know all y'all need is this book right here. Molly Mall, Sea Moss, in this book. It's a good combination. Yes, yes, yes. So get your Molly Moss sea moss, gives you energy, help you boost. That's what I need. Some of my Molly Moss sea moss, because I feel like somebody is trying to strain me or put a strain on my soul, and I rebuke that. I rebuke all negative energies, vibes, thoughts, feelings. No, I send that back to the cursor, whoever trying to put some stuff on me or whatever. I send it back to you. Like, bam, shades of blue that knocked it back to you. I ain't claiming that stuff. Um, I claim health, wealth, and prosperity. You speak those things in existence. And that's what I'm speaking in existence. Health, wealth, and prosperity. And in that order. Okay. Woo. Okay, let's get into this. I'm not gonna be on here long because I have an eye appointment. I gotta go to the doctor's today. Um, and this is normally I go early in the morning, but for some reason they didn't have the more. It's just been a bunch of mess as far as getting in to be able to see my doctor and get the eye injections and all that stuff. Last time I went, there was some issues and I had to come back. So I'm coming back today. My aunt Pam will be here around 12:30. Because she's off today. She was like, "You ain't got to do no Metro Access." She said, "I'll take you." She said, "Because you can't see after they shoot you in your eyes." I said, "That is correct." But I tried to make it do what it do. I don't like asking people for help. Sometimes when you ask people for help, they was like, "Hey, I'm here to help you." Yeah, and then when you ask them for help, yeah, um, it just sometimes just don't work out. So I'm learning. I am learning a valuable thing to try to do myself for myself, and do as much as I can. And what I can't do will get done. Boom, that's over. But I do plan on having a team around me. I built a solid and positive team around me that comes with the vibes, the good vibes, and all that. Because we all need good energy, to help us expel and boost up. And ain't nothing wrong with having positive people in your corner. I'd rather have somebody positive and keeping it real with me than the naysayers that pretend that they down with you and say something different. Give me positivity. I choose positivity. I choose to say yes. I choose to be happy. And that's what I'm going to do. Good morning, Trey. How you doing today? It's cold as I don't know what out there.
I'm fine. I'm adding my thing to Facebook.
Oh, okay. It's cold. I went out to the car to get my paper towels and tissue that my son left in the car for a month now. I'm like, bring my damn paper towels in the house when I went to Costco.
Get your ass up and go get it.
It's in the car. We already bought it. He just had to
Okay.
bring it in the house.
I don't know why you make him get his ass up and go get it.
Well, he did. He left.
Yeah.
He gave it to me before he went to work. He get out there. They be having his ass out there
Hey,
early. Huh?
You say you went to the car.
Yeah.
So how he get it for you if you went to the car?
I'm going to look to see. So I'm looking to see what else is in there. Why he could, I was looking like, what's going on in here? So he brought it in the house.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So every now and then I got to go and take a peek, see how junky the car is and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's a lot of accents to be just checking. That would be it. Let me get my little lighter.
Your little hood lighter. I got a lighter for you when I see you. I got one of my play with it, but don't play with it lighters. Boom. It's the lighter with this logo on it. That's what you do. Good morning, LA Josh Preston. Is anybody else feel everybody else feeling okay? Or am I just the only one that's feeling a little under the weather, a little peaked? How's everybody else feeling?
I don't really get sick, so I ain't gotta worry about that too much.
Yeah. And I was thinking, I was like, that daggone storm, that cloud stay down low. Like I said, I was fine yesterday and then last night, but it's okay. I got up this morning and I brewed me some mullein tea. That's good for your lungs. I took my asthma inhaler and all that. And
Right.
the only thing I have had a headache since Saturday, I think, is lack of rest. I think that's what it is. I'm not getting enough sleep. So I
Oh yeah.
think that's what that part is.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, especially I go in there today and I hope my eye pressure is good. I hope because my eyes hurt, my head hurt. So
Mhm.
I'm like, I need him to check something out. I don't know if it's the medicine or if it's just just the congestion, right?
Yeah.
But I'll be out there. So we're gonna end the show today at 12 noon. So we gotta get it in, get it in. Molly Mall, where you at? We're gonna roll on some videos. We're gonna look and comment on some things that we got in the vault. We always got good videos to bring up and everything in the vault. So we talk about that, set that up, and we'll knock them down. Set them up and knock them down, baby. Did y'all hear about the plane in Canada that flipped over? The Delta airplane. It was
Flipped
doing
over.
it was in the Toronto airport. They was coming down. They was like trying to make a landing. It was a crash landing, and the plane flipped upside down. I was like, hope shoulder blow, but nobody was hurt. Thank goodness for that. All passengers they got off safe and everything. I'm like, what is with these airplanes?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, train line, you got to look up every time you see one.
Yeah, I do all the time.
Do you remember when you was a kid? I don't know if I'm the only kid that do that. That when you looking up at the airplane, it look like it's falling, and yeah,
No.
you be trying to run from it, and it still look like because you looking at it, and I'm like, oh, it's falling, it's about to fall.
Oh no.
We used to look up at the plane because it did look like it was
Like
falling.
it's like at a standstill because you moving in a car or something like that. But no, not falling out the sky. No.
Yeah, you running along, we running along, looking up. We was like, oh, because that's what it looked like. Cause it looked like it's coming down. We was like, oh, he's trying to run from where his crash is at. The kids. Then they have a school, a junior high school. They're protesting about that DEI stuff. The school is protesting, but the president said, "Look, if you don't get with this curriculum, I'm not going to fund this school. It's a public school, public funding, public money. If y'all can't teach what we say or agree upon, we're not doing this. Your school won't get no money." I don't know how that goes because if it was your high school or middle school and you had a group of students that feel that they were not heard and they were not included, or it didn't seem fair to them and they start protesting, and then the government say, well, you ain't getting no more money, we're about to close the school down because we're not funding it. That makes it hard on everybody, not just the children that's protesting, but the children that's not, the family that's not protesting, and and all of that. And I wonder what they're going to do with those kids. Are they going to try to expel the kids, tell them not to protest them to another school,
Is that
or
one of the
what?
videos that you're gonna be playing? Because I haven't read about it.
Oh,
So
you ain't seen that story? Okay. Let's see what we got in the vaults. Well, Molly Mall, let me see. Did you pull anything up at the bottom? I don't see anything yet. Up at the bottom. Up at the bottom. Let me ask Molly Mall. Because every time I'm try, I'm not the best at it.
there's shit in the sky now.
What's in the sky now? You looking at the plane now?
Nah, some military helicopters.
Oh, oh. Well,
Mm-hmm.
well,
About four.
that's where the base is. They always out there doing something. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull this video up quick, fast, and in a hurry. Look. I'm trying. Molly Mall, where you at, baby? I need you. I'm blind melon jelly today. I'm blind melon jelly. I'm trying to get it up. No, this is not it. I'm trying to get it up. No, this is not it either. My eyes are just like, my head is hurt. Everything is pinging. What the hell? Let's look at this. Let me see. Show video. So, let's see. While I'm looking for the other stuff. It's just 3 ingredients: carrot, parsley, egg, I think that's carrots.
This sounds crazy.
It's on the grill.
What is it?
It's a healthy dish. It's like carrots, and there's only 1 egg in there. Everything in bagel season. On the griddle. Go it in the oven.
Rodney, you funny as shit. That pity pat sound. Ugh.
This is a good appetizer. Healthy, got your protein in it. Bon appetit. Bon appetit. 3 ingredients. No flour. It's delicious and healthy. Pepper and an onion. They got that 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3. Yes, 4. Did we get the video? Did Molly get the video up yet? Cheese again. Tomato. This is fancy. This is more than some ingredients. Oh, she must be making egg bubble.
Reese,
Yes.
the video. Chat. I don't watch this shit. He got the article for the school what we was talking about.
Oh, you got the article?
Eggs and shit and all that.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
It's not Wednesday.
It was making those egg poppables. Those actually look really good. Like if you can eat egg, but for some reason my body don't like egg no more. Not unless it's an egg salad or deviled eggs. I can eat a deviled egg and I can eat some potato salad. But like when I'm trying to cook egg in the morning, like scrambled eggs or regular egg, it just I don't know. It just kind of it gives me a reaction. Okay, you said you got the article up.
I don't have anything up. Molly sent the article in the chat.
Okay. All right. Let me click on it. And okay. Let me share. Wait a minute. Is it back on? Okay. Is it up here? Is it up there?
President Trump wants to dismantle the Department of Education something. Yes, the video is up. You got to expand it. Play. Looks like the volume is down, so you want to turn the volume up first. Then you can expand it, which is the arrows. Pull you up and press play.
$350 million in spending yesterday for what it called woke initiatives, and much deeper cuts could be ahead. President Trump wants his pick to lead the department, Linda McMahon, to dismantle it entirely. But many people are confused over what the department does and how school districts could be affected. Caitlin Huey-Burns is on Capitol Hill. Caitlin, good morning.
Good morning. Billionaire Linda McMahon is the former CEO of WWE, and she served in President Trump's first administration. But now she's in the unique position of trying to lead an agency that Trump wants to get rid of.
Got that game, though.
And I am really all for the president's mission, which is to return education to the state.
At her confirmation hearing Thursday, Linda McMahon acknowledged that doing away with the Department of Education would require an act of Congress.
It is set up by the United States Congress, and we work with Congress. It clearly cannot be shut down without it.
While President Trump has long pledged to abolish the agency.
Oh, I'd like it to be closed immediately. Look, the Department of Education's a big con job.
On Thursday, McMahon suggested that some of the department's core functions could be moved elsewhere.
It is not the president's goal to defund the programs. It is only to have it operate more efficiently.
Established by Congress in 1979, the Department of Education has an $80 billion budget, but most of the funding for education comes from state and local governments, with the federal government contributing only about 13%. The agency provides financial assistance to low-income schools, administers Pell Grants, oversees federal student loans, and enforces rules around civil rights and students with disabilities. Arne Duncan ran the Department of Education under President Obama and says states are already in charge.
What the Department of Education does is adds additional resources to make sure children with special needs have access to public education. Children who need access to food have that. Children who need access to pre-K has that. So to somehow act like the U.S. Department of Education is in charge of education in America is beyond dishonest.
The Trump administration is considering executive action to direct the education secretary to put forward a plan to diminish the department. Now, Congress would have to pass legislation to eliminate it, but the president is expected to push leaders up here on Capitol Hill to do just that.
Okay. What's up, Bubba Sperry? Good morning.
Okay. Where is that coming from?
They never said how they would disperse that money. Yeah, I know. No, there were no
Do y'all hear music?
I heard music at first, but I don't hear it no more.
Where is it coming from?
Make sure you close all them extra windows out. It can be something on the page that's like a sub thing on the
Okay.
page playing.
That was the Facebook page. I don't
Okay.
even know how that happened. Ooh. Now, go ahead. What was you saying?
No, I wasn't saying nothing. I was just saying I wasn't saying anything really. I was saying that I hear music playing.
The data that saying how they're going to disperse the money. They
So
never said.
That's a comment that I read that said that.
Oh, okay. Good point. You're right. They didn't. Linda McMahon did he say? Or she say that she was WWE World Wrestling? Is that same Linda McMahon, Vince's McMahon wife, billionaire? Linda.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
That's why Triple H in the background.
Always need clothes.
Yeah, he's supporting her.
You didn't even have to tell us that. You could have just put some.
Triple H is in the back. I didn't know. I was like, so she's going to be the head of education, and I don't know what they're going to look for our schools in our areas.
I mean, the people that was supposed to be qualified was already sitting in there, wasn't doing nothing. So it doesn't. I mean, yeah. I mean, you supposed to be qualified. You was already there forever, and I don't know what's the difference.
They was given. I know at one time, they was given federal money to private schools, and I'm like, why do the private schools need the extra federal money and grant? Shouldn't that money be doled out to the public schools?
I mean, I think the money should go where it needs to be used at, too, because if kids are generally, excelling in a certain school or whatever, then I'm all for pushing some money in that direction. Yeah. Where it's gonna, but it sounds America is going through a big audit right now. So, so I mean, what's your opinion on it? You shared the video.
My opinion on it is, I don't know what's going to happen or how they're going to revamp that. We always said, my son always said that schooling is programming and all of that stuff. That we might have to go back to home schooling the kids. I that part I just really don't know. And it's always the kids and stuff, always the sick, the elderly, and the people that can't, do for themselves. They need other people to fight for. They always attack them first. If that money needs to be in schools for the for the disabled kids and the low income kids and stuff. I mean, I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know how it's going to look.
The power is in the state, so
the power's always been in the state. And if they only got 13% of federal funding, how is that 13% going to hurt them that much? That's because the state was giving the private schools money. Maybe they're not going to be able to fund the private schools like they was doing, or giving them
What
I
did
don't
you
know.
say? How much they're giving the private schools?
It was a while back, and they was doing the town hall meeting with the Board of Education. The people was living because they was like, I don't want my it was some time back, it was a minute ago, and they was like, I don't want my taxpayers going to a private school. They paying for already that private education. And then the rich people were saying, well, we pay taxes too, and we want our share of the tax money. You know, it was one of those things. I don't remember how it got resolved, but that has always been like funding schools with issues and stuff like that. And then if you're not doing the curriculum that the government want, they're gonna take their money back anyway. So if the state not do teaching or doing what the federal government says, they gonna take the money back anyway. Oh, you ain't gonna get no funding, you ain't gonna get no help. But they said 80 billion. Was that 80 billion they said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Molly, what you think about that?
I love it. They need to do that with everything. We need to find out where all this money going. I like that they giving families that want to stay home in school, homeschool their kids. They giving them more money, and they give them like $10,000 per kid. So that'll help parents that do decide to homeschool their kids. So I just like it because they always saying they ain't got no money. We ain't got money, but now we see it's $80 billion. Where it's going then? So now it's time to find out where the money going.
Where the money at?
Distribute it from there. Might gotta lay off some programs, put more kids in the school with more kids. It shouldn't be a school with just 100 kids in it.
I think they was giving more of the money to the rich people. They was getting more, So we're about to see. They definitely about to find out and see what's what.
Every school that I really looked in and dabbled in, you have just like you have bad kids, you have good kids too. But I also see a lot of kids piss away their education for whatever reason they do. I see a lot of kids just piss off their education and don't utilize it. And it just so happens that the private schools, whatever race you are that goes there, they take their education a little bit more serious usually. So that's why I think money generally goes to those places.
Right.
Because
That's why they say a lot of people that my friends and family that have their children in private school, they say because their child could get a better education. Now, I think that the education, we should drill in education hard from pre-K to the 7th grade. When you get in middle school, they should have known like the basic knowledge and the basic stuff to get them through life, right? And all that other stuff is just additional by the time they in middle school. I guess it depends on how fast people learn.
I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm also not looking for schools to be teaching our kids too much. We hand our kids over to the school system too much. It's like 6% parenting. The other percentage is school.
Well, sometimes the parents got to go to work, and I got to depend on school to teach my child
It's
math.
trash. You got to work
Math.
unless you had generational wealth. You got to work anyway. So
But that's what I'm saying. You got to work, and some parents
that has nothing to do with what you can teach your kids. Stopping, like you just can hand them up to the school, and that's all we can do. That's what people sound like.
No, I don't think we need a little help. The school give them a little help. They watch them for them 6 hours while we're able to go to work and work to provide.
Little help, but you need a babysitter, is what it sounds like. It's not.
That's what the school
Kids first 12 years up to the system and thinking that I'm wondering what people think they're gonna get.
I don't know, sir. I don't know.
Public.
Bring it up if I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what they're gonna get. What people think they're gonna get. I cannot speak for all households.
You're a parent. What were y'all for from y'all school systems?
Well, when I was going to school or when I was sending my child to school, I worked with my child at home, and I worked when he came home. When I came home from work, let me see your work. Let me see this. So, we had people around him to watch him. My aunts, my grandmothers. So
Not
it was a
babysitters.
village.
Not babysitters. Teachers. Not
That
babysitters.
It was teachers. They were doing his work with him. They was teaching him. They was teachers. You know, they was teaching them what they learned. They was going over to work, and Tyree was like, "Mom, Grandma couldn't understand this. Can you understand this?" And I would go over to work with him and try to do what I can. Then we had a tutor hotline. If I didn't understand it, I'm on the phone on the hotline with him, getting tutored, getting help. But I made sure he did his homework. I made sure that he was doing what he was doing at school, because I would go up there and check on him. And
I mean, that's no, but I'm talking about outside of the school system. I'm saying we can talk about what we did outside of what the school did. That's the conversation I'm having.
Like my father taught him how to build fences and work on cars. You mean stuff like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anything
Okay.
out of school that can make you somebody. If you learn something and the kid doesn't want to stick with it, okay, that's the kid. But they'll forever know how to. If they learned it to the T, they'll forever know how to do that and make that into some type of business. He can walk up on somebody's house and say, you know what, I can give you a quote for a fencing or something. If that was a skill he actually learned, not heard about, not seen a few times, I'm talking about actually learned about, then that's one of the tangible things I'm talking about that's taught outside of school. We keep talking about like teaching our kids or building up a village and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. He did work with my father every summer because my daddy helped me watch him, because I had to work 2 jobs. So every other weekend, my father would get my child and keep him. And then over the summertime, for longer days, had him working with him so he could make money so we could buy school clothes, because he had to wear uniform, could make extra money for him so he could buy video games. So my dad taught him, and my dad would tell you, he taught him how to cut, measure up, use the tools, and build did whatever projects that he was on. My child was helping my dad do that. My dad's like a car, he fixed everything. And whatever he was doing, he'd be like, "Come here, boy, let me show you this. Come here, boy." You know,
Yeah,
so
those are all them grandparents.
My grandmother, he'd be like, "Grandma, what you cooking?" And she would show him what she cooking, but he didn't care about cooking, even though he, did and cleaning. My grandmother didn't show him but so much, And my aunt,
what skills do you think he brought into today's time from his family?
Tyree's an IT person. Tyree is a whiz on the computer and IT, and I fell off, and I started him with it and everything, teaching him, and I fell off. I didn't continue my education on technology and everything like that. He could go to anybody's house, fix people cable, whatever troubleshooting. He does that. Well, if my mother was experiencing something wrong with her cable or her internet, she don't call Verizon. First person she called is him. So he has skills. So Daddy does amongst a lot of things. But I think he really liked technology. He know how to do other stuff. And he really liked technology. He know how to play instruments. So he used to teach music when he used to work at Joe's Movement Emporium. He got skills. He had skills. The thing about it, what you like to do, what you know how to do, may not be what you want to do. So, and the kids coming up now, I don't know how much Coco Melon teaches them. I got a 3-year-old niece, and all she's talking about Coco Melon. Her birthday is March the 6th. She'll be 4 years old. Little Serenity Rose McCray. That's my little niece. And she just asks so many questions like a little sponge. And I'm like, send them, answer them questions instead of showing the child and putting Coco Melon on in front of them that the Coco Melon babysit.
Mm-hmm.
We got to start, hey, let me show you this. Let me show you that. So
Coco Melon.
I don't even know what the hell Coco Melon is. Doc McStuffins.
My daughter liked it there.
Doc,
all the girls want to be doctors when she was out there.
I don't know who Doc McStuffins is, but I know the other one.
Yeah, little doll doctor. She a black cartoon, but she a doctor though.
Does the character wear a stethoscope all the time?
Yep.
Okay, I think I see. Yeah.
And then Peppa Pig, I'm lost about Peppa Pig. I'm like,
Big though.
Yeah, that's my shit.
you know,
Eddie
it's
Pig.
different. It's you know, it's different.
But they I think they invest in their kids, and that's what people don't realize was private school and was public. You know, public mostly anybody can go there free. You know, but private you got to pay for your child to go there. So they gonna make sure they teach these kids. They getting paid, and on top of that, they getting other type of fundings. Some private school don't take government funding because once you take their funding, you got to take their curriculum, meaning you got to teach certain things. So they don't want to teach those things. They can't take the funding. But when you got $1,000 a year, you can afford to teach them certain things and get certain supplies that we can't. And that's what people don't understand. So when you see a kid going to private school, it's his parents saying, I'm willing to come out the pocket and send my kid to this school so he can get a little more ahead than the other kids. And it's no different than being a swimmer. There's some kids that just grew up around the neighborhood. He's just a natural swimmer. But there's some parents that can pay for a swim coach and get their kids trained for the next 5 years, and they be Olympian champions. You know, so it comes different when you actually pay and invest into your kids, into yourself, into your car, your house, anything you put money into, you got a better chance on it coming out good. So that's the difference, I think, between private school and public school. They're investing into their kids, and I'm not mad at it. If we had the money, we probably do the same thing.
I'm not mad at it either. You know, how it was that old saying, you get what you pay for.
Yep.
So unfortunately, there's a lot of pedophilia going on in the. They just caught another teacher. I'm like, all these teachers. That must be a one of the pedophilia favorite jobs, to be around something like that with kids. But the school system, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I guess the public school system don't vet them as closely because there's a need for teachers. But the private schools, the institution, they really running your background check. They got their finger on you. You gonna jump through some hoops before you get that job. But the public job, they be like, okay, you got a license. Okay, you got this. Just like a bus driver. I think a bus driver should be vetted too before they drive the kids and stuff like that, because you got some bus drivers that are pedophilia too. Some of them bus drivers, when I was in high school, some of them bus drivers, they was young in their 20s, early 20s, but messing with them girls. Them girls are 16, 17, they not grown. Even though they look grown and act grown in high school, how you want to be picking up girls on your bus?
And they not grown. They might be 23, 25, but they still mentally childish. You know, they still got a lot of maturing to do. You know, and that's what be messed up. You know, that gap. They make the law and say you got to be this age to talk to this person if you that age. And then if they was like 30 and one was 22, it's an 8-year gap. That's a bigger gap, but it's okay because now they at this age, you know, so it just be weird. But you do got to watch out for certain people. You never know who you hiring. You know, I can't really blame it on the jobs if, you know, they did a little background check, but it's just evil people out here.
Right.
What up, Destiny?
Good morning, Destiny.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now you said something about I had to step away from the podcast before I jumped in. A friend of mine was he had to talk. But what are we talking about at the moment? Can we get me caught up on that one?
Just talking about the school system, and Molly had mentioned private school versus and then
Did you freeze, Trey?
whatever public school, you know, whatever comes to being a public school student.
Okay, is it still in relation to the Department of Education?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because when y'all were talking about it, I was trying to look up where the money goes, and it seems that a lot of it is mostly just tucked off for individuals that could use it, that don't know they could use it, and probably won't ever use it.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's financial relief, financial aid money, a lot of it. And then there is a good chunk of it that goes towards homeschooling and school for children with disabilities, low income children, which my brain immediately thought about public school. So that's strange that they would put that on the docket whenever we still have public school. And then it's also for, and it was noted, children of Native American descent.
Okay.
So,
Which they automatically kind of get rights.
Yeah.
Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now the Native American one, that is like the government said, hey, I know we took your home and all, but we'll give you education. You got to do it our way, but we'll give it to you.
Right.
And that's probably a fat chunk of it right there, is because we took Native American land as America. America will pay for your schooling.
Yeah.
And apparently you get a chunk.
Which is
of money
crazy
per month or something, but I feel like that should be a separate subsidy or something.
Yeah. It's a little fucked up.
And I'm surprised who he put. He didn't put someone that's in education. He put a businesswoman to do the audit. You know, I guess because the people that's in education, they all sing the same song or think they got to go this way. So he had to get a different pair of eyes or somebody with a different perspective. Like, this is business. Where that money at?
That's not how you said it first. You said it like, you said she was unqualified and all that. She shouldn't be in there.
I didn't say. I said, is that the same Vince McMahon's wife from the WWE?
She's been part of politics for a long time now. She won a couple of times.
I just want to know if that was the same, because they said a billionaire, and I was like, I never heard of Lauren.
It's not necessarily bad to put a businesswoman in there, but the thing is, the businesswoman is going to look at it and then say whether or not I don't understand why they would want to disband it. I mean, the 13% of it being actually used per year, that's something to pay attention to right there for sure. Because that's crazy. How do you have all that tucked away and only 13% of it gets used? But then, like I mentioned in the comments, they never mentioned how they were going to disperse that money.
Yeah.
And a businesswoman is likely going to look at this and say, only 13% of it is being used for this, which means it's not going to make a giant scale to all these people over here. It's something they can adjust to. You know, we're going to take all this money and shove it towards something that a businesswoman says that it should go to. So that's a concern.
I want to know if that person, if she's
But
good with
I
her.
honestly don't know if I don't know if I'll even feel the effects of that. I have no idea if I'll feel the effects of it. I have no idea if my daughter will feel the effects of that.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Because honestly, I thought that the schooling system was up to us anyhow, and that the Department of Education was specifically for lining up the criteria that they're going to allow us to learn in school. At no point did it ever click in my brain, oh yeah, they might give us some money for our schools. I went to a public school. My teachers paid for everything extra they had in their class, and if they didn't pay for the extra shit in their class, they asked the students to pay for that extra shit in the class. And whenever it came to extracurricular activities, my parents paid for that. So I didn't even know they had money for us.
They didn't know, so you just now said it, that they get tucking away money for all of that. So all of these teachers buying extra supplies and stuff, they actually got a budget that they can use, and then they don't have to come out of their pocket. Do the teachers not know this either?
The teachers down here, if it was something that they knew, they would use it. Cause I've heard so many teachers. I mean, then again, I've been out of school for a decade. decade point one. Don't, yeah. Thanks.
Well,
Thank you.
Teachers don't know nothing.
So back then, especially back then, it was my teachers complaining about how they don't get paid enough, and they've already had to buy all of this, and don't break that because I had to buy it, kid, and da 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 da.
Mm-hmm. That seemed like the old song. They said the same thing when we was coming up. They said the same thing when my son was coming. It's the same thing. It makes you wonder. It makes you, now that you said that they
for
took money away.
Time for a change, and everybody nervous.
Well, I know all of the gummies, and I'm like, don't worry, don't step in front of bullets. That's not for you. And they was like, but what if this, what if that? I said, yeah, but what if nothing happens? You're gonna run yourself into a heart attack, and you worry you can't control it anyway. You can't control nothing anyway. Good morning, Philip Page.
What's up, fam? How y'all doing?
What's up? Good morning.
What's good?
Ain't too
We
much.
talk about school systems. They cutting our money and feeding our kids squirrels.
They eating the pet.
They're eating the pet. The kids is eating the pet. No more grilled
Well, you
cheese.
said they get rid of the Department of Education and they move all that shit back to the states. You think they
But the
really
states
gonna be bad?
always had control. The states never lost control.
They never lost control, but they were oversight. The oversight came from the Department of Education.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be nobody to oversight. Squirrels, shit, y'all gonna be water moccasins and all kinds of other shit.
Yeah.
I remember when they gave us wheat brownies. I said, "What is this?"
They're gonna take away the government cheese.
No, not the cheese. Not the cheese.
Not the cheese.
They make the best grilled cheese sandwich. Oh no. They take away the cheese and the butter and the powdered milk.
But
So, hey, it's what you don't know is what you don't know. I did not know that they was,
now you know.
Exactly. So you know, and if they got money to the side to help people with disabilities, to help people to learn from home and all of that. I hope these parents are listening to that and taking advantage of that so they can get their children the help that they need or deserve. If they got coaching at home for your child, tutoring at home. Like I said, my son, they had a tutor hotline. And there used to be real teachers on there to help us on the hotline. You call anytime, there's somebody on the hotline to help.
Tutor hotline.
Yeah.
Right, you heard that shit.
Yeah, tutor hotline.
Y'all don't remember that?
Nah.
Street line up there.
You got the number.
I don't have the number no more.
What's this number that just popped up?
Oh, somebody put the number
all
up
we got
there?
is the street line that number, man. You didn't need
Oh,
the
that
help.
was the street
You
line
got
number.
a number for that.
You got a number for that? Yeah, that's fucked up. I didn't know that.
Then they got to get street line. So, yeah.
Call street line and say, my kids won't learn.
I'm about to whoop my child.
Yeah, do you want to?
And they used to forcibly with you. Are you stupid? What is this? What is 1 and 1?
No, you stupid.
Yeah, you're gonna get abused. Are you stupid? Right? You just your head is so thick. Are you sitting there trying to figure the stuff out? Like, well, you know, that's how it was.
That had to be the black hotline.
Federal student aid to aid dispersion of finances.
And that be for billions, right?
Federal student aid, elementary, secondary education, office of secondary
Aid $160.69 billion. Elementary and secondary education, $82.99 billion. Office of Special Education and Rehabilitative Services, $20.66 billion. Office of Post-Secondary Education. What does that mean? 651.
Junior high school? Is that post-secondary?
5.51 billion. Vocational and adult education. 2.17 billion. Office of Innovation and Improvement, 1.11 billion. Office of English Language Acquisition, that's 912 million. Institute of Education Sciences, 786 million. Departmental management. So that sounds like what we pay the motherfuckers per year. They paid $691 million to the individuals that work there. And other, which I have no idea, 58
What's
million.
all in the other? How much for
Other
urban
shit.
sex aid?
I don't know. I'd have to do more Googling.
58 million.
58 million in other.
The
There's some
second
other shit. We don't know. There's some
Yeah.
other shit.
the secondary education that's
Mother, keep the show going. I have to excuse myself. Y'all keep.
Okay. So what are you saying about secondary education?
Yeah,
I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. So the secondary education is anything after high school. Anything, so any trade schools, any programs that you get into that's like, learning a trade or a skill, going to college, those are considered to be secondary educational programs. So anything that's
Okay, because I thought secondary education was like middle school.
I thought, yeah.
Because they got the elementary first. Huh?
The definition, Gmail explanation of it.
Oh, you already looked it up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Aquarius?
Now, so we all can see it. Oh, I thought he was okay.
Oh,
But,
well, I was, but you said you already Googled it.
Oh yeah, no. I thought that's what he had on the screen was. I thought he was pulling it up too.
Nah,
yeah.
that's Destiny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's secondary education is anything after high school. So any trades or anything you take, programs like that give you skilled, skilled, things to take on. So it's college and trade schools and certain programs that you get into.
Yeah.
Extended education.
So out of all of that money y'all sitting up there, if they had to
it says-
take from one of them, which one y'all think they'd take from?
If they had to take from one of them, I wish I had a screenshot of the list. Well,
What you
whatever there is the bullshit one anyway. Because why wouldn't you have a title for that? So whatever the other is, it looks like a million sitting there for no reason.
Secondary is middle school and high school. Secondary education is the formal education that takes place between elementary school and college. It's specifically for students between the age of 12 to 18.
So on the age,
so that's like middle school.
It says post-secondary education is any form of learning that takes place after high school. It can include college, trade schools, online courses, and more.
So there you go. See, we're reading the definition for two different things. I'm reading secondary.
That's
You're
crazy.
reading post-secondary. That's what that is.
Secondary isn't post-secondary what the thing said?
I think it just says secondary.
Huh?
I think it just says secondary.
Yeah, it says elementary and secondary.
Oh, okay.
Although there is the office with post-secondary, and that the elementary and secondary got the 82.9 billion, and then the office of post-secondary education got 3.51 billion.
Yeah,
so it was on the list.
Yeah, it was a tab for that. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know none of that. I didn't know secondary, post-sec. I didn't know none of that shit anyway. To be honest,
we learned this today.
Yeah, I like people that look the shit up and want to understand.
Yeah, that's still a thought though.
Yeah.
Post-secondary, as in what you were looking at. So like the stuff where you learn trades and shit. They've only got 3.51 billion, but that's to disperse amongst all of us, and that's
states, right?
What?
Isn't that 3-point-something billion for the whole United States?
Yeah, for the whole U.S. in 2024.
Yeah, for that session.
That's what was spent on post-secondary education in 2024.
I'm surprised.
This gives a breakdown of what they used the money on last year.
Do it add up to 80?
160.69 billion did go into federal student aid.
100. Okay.
160.69 billion went into federal student aid. So helping people go to college.
I mean, but the kids I see that the kids, okay, and everyone has their own life, so I can never speak for general people. But everybody I see that wants the education gets it. If they pursue it and actually look into what they need for their area, whether it be their state, their parents' income. I mean, the people I know that actually want the education actually go get it, and they don't have a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, but like I can say, hey, I'm gonna go get this, but it'd be a whole lot easier for me to get that with some, federal student aid.
But federal student aid is what you can do with your curriculum. So your grades and other things that you can get into to volunteer, those things help with points to get you in those places. So I'm saying legwork, the aid is you asking somebody for money, which is okay. Asking for somebody for money, but the curriculum and your grade, you're keeping your GPA up, being involved in certain volunteer work, things involved with the school. Because I did these things involved with the school, whatever. Um, you know, that's where that's how you get to some of these spaces that you want to be in is your paper trail. So
Yeah.
you can get more qualified to get access to things. I feel like everyone has a different story, so I can't speak.
Yeah, but something that is not, plainly thrown out there. It's in parentheses somewhere in there, and I think it's in parentheses on that federal aid portion. Is that did you know? And I learned this working for a lawyer that say, oh man, I'm a shitty mom, right? Like I'm doing drugs and being awful, and my daughter gets taken away from me, and I just never cleaned myself the fuck up. So my daughter has been in government care, going through foster families and all this. Now she's 18 and going into college. What happens? She's just shit out of luck? No, because she's basically been being raised by government funded situations. Her college is completely free, paid for by the US. Just throwing it out there. When your child is being raised by government programs because they were taken away from you, the government is their mommy, the government is their daddy, the government will pay for their college.
Yeah. So you think
I don't know where in
that?
parentheses that is, but that's also somewhere in there has to be in relation to that. Oh, I'm still wearing this.
Another situation where if you're trying to do the right thing, you're trying to be a parent, you're trying to go to work. It's like the more you do, the more you like actually go for. It's like the less you get access to. It seems like the less the more you get. I said this somebody on somebody's status the other day. We was talking about it, but the less you do, like I would love to get a lot of assistance for a lot of different things, but because I work, because I do this, because I do that, or I'm not. I didn't go to jail, so I don't have a record. I ain't get strung out on this. It's certain things that you qualify for to actually get in. And it's a lot of things you get denied for when you're just simply trying to get help for doing what you're supposed to do. So it's not surprising when we try to do the right thing and it doesn't go right for them. It's like they're aiding people to stay in a certain predicament. They're encouraging people to stay where they are for like.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that one. I feel like that was a separate subject, but you're still not wrong. Because like
same subject. I was talking about education and that's that. Same I didn't trail off or anything.
It was okay, so in my brain it was, if you get your kid taken away, then this is their educational situation. And then you said, yeah, and they make us want to stay poor so that we can keep getting government funding. So that's
those things linked together. You mentioned parenting, and I was talking about what I attached to it was when you try to do right and when you try to do wrong, the differences. So when you said something about kids that, you do get college education for free if your kid is given up to the system, well, that's a bad thing. So
that is a bad thing. It's only good for the kid. It's not good for the parents.
Yeah, so how the conversation linked together was it's me comparing doing bad things or doing not enough and getting rewarded from it by the government versus trying to be a good parent, be actually going to work and actually doing those things and not getting the help is what I'm talking about. So it did link together.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get Destiny's side saying if your parents less fortunate and you end up losing them, you can get all these benefits, and you saying that's messed up because it's parents who actually doing right and working hard, their kid won't get them benefits because of that. and that's just messed up. And that's the way of
Yeah.
America. You got a good
That-
job, and you're getting money. You're not getting food stamps, you know. So you got to come out of pocket to pay for your groceries. But those who ain't decide to work hard, or maybe being just in a bad predicament, they get to get food stamps for free. You know, they get to get these foods for free. You know, so it's like, why not get the person who actually working food stamps as well? It ain't got to be the same amount, but give them something.
No,
Because
and you know I'm getting income. Make it a smaller amount. You don't have to make it as
yeah,
big. You know, in a
Yeah,
situation. You know?
last time I tried filing for food stamps was because like I had $50 more per month to go towards my bills, and that was it. And they still jotted down they declined me, and the reason was because I made too much money. And I'm like, I have $50 outside of bills for food for a month. What do you mean?
Fuck you mean? If I had it like that, I would have one. I would have.
I would not be applying for food stamps if I wasn't starving.
and what I know people who quit their job so they can keep their benefits, or turn down raises so they can keep it. They like it won't balance out. Like y'all might
Yeah,
pay
or
me, but then I gotta pay full for rent and food, which I will be back broke. So
Yep.
People that I'm personally, I'm tired of all the EBT shit. Have like use if you need a resource, because I'm not ignorant. If you need a resource, use that resource. But I've seen for years motherfuckers throw block parties and shit for the neighborhood. You want to cook out for the neighborhood. You know, bitches want to eat seafood, crab legs every day. Eat what you want. I don't think you don't deserve to eat what you want because you got EBT. But I'm tired of seeing bitches throw block parties and feeding the whole neighborhood and shit. That's not what's going on in your house. You trying. Nah. So
Man, I
do
want to know what those dummies. I want to mooch off their shit.
yeah, they be turned up because that's all they can spend it on. They can't like buy a purse with it or get their head done.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, food stamps can only buy raw things now. It can't buy cooked.
Some places, 7-Eleven, they charge you a little more though.
Never remembered EBT or hearing about it. Like buying hot food. I know that.
Yeah.
No, Walmart allowed it to purchase things that were already cooked out of the deli.
I think that
Walmart
to
was
not
like,
get
nah.
hot items, though. I do think that's unfair to not be able to get hot items. I don't understand why you can't take a hot like.
Yeah, you gotta buy the items and go make them hot at home.
Yeah, that's buying half-baked pizzas and stuff for the family. You gotta throw it in the oven. Why can't I just get a regular pizza? But I would like to see if they're gonna do something with EBT and stuff. I would like to see it regulated, like maybe a certain portion of your. If you get $800 for that month, maybe only 150 need to be towards snacky cakes and ho-hos and side shit. And then maybe you need to see a certain percentage of like vegetables and.
Have you seen the breakdown that they do for WIC?
No.
Okay,
No.
so WIC. Good morning, JoJo.
What up, JoJo?
Morning.
WIC is a food program for pregnant women, and in that it gives a breakdown of what exactly they're allowed to get as per certain types of milk, certain rices and things like that. You've got a book you've got to look into that says you've got to get these particular healthy items for your pregnancy. So are you saying that you wish that food stamps was a little more like that?
No, I'm saying that working in a grocery store, I can always tell who. It doesn't matter what. Number one, don't matter what the face looks like. So don't get caught up behind white or black or Spanish or none of that shit, because it really doesn't matter. You'd be very surprised who has it. But you can see, I would see clearly who had EBT based on what was in their basket because structure or planning to it. All you seen was varieties. It might be some Slim Jims. It might be well, obviously you ain't buying no wine or nothing, but it might be some Slim Jims, some snacky cakes, some pizza, a box of crackers. It just have no type of planning or I'm making this shit last type of look. So I can always basket look like what, but it's the wasting of it. I think you deserve to eat whatever is sold from grocery stores. I think you can, you should never be limited on what you can eat. But I just watch, like I said, you want to get a whole bunch of sugary cereals and shit. What you buy at the end of the day is not I cannot speak on what a customer buys, but I can always identify what it is because people who actually have to spend their own money, you can see a lot more planning around things going together. You see how items are grouped together to make meals as opposed to little individual snacky shit.
Yeah, that was kind of hilarious because I could see my cart difference. Like if I'm spending my own money, then it's like a couple items down at the bottom and they're stacked like Tetris.
Oh, it's real
but
rash.
yeah,
It's not.
but like a friend of mine a couple months ago they knew I was in a rough spot and didn't really have any food in the house, and they said, Destiny, let me give you $100 off my food stamps to put stuff in your house. So I'm sitting there with the calculator, I'm throwing shit. That matches. That fits. Like I got a lot of food for $100, no fucking taxes.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a difference between my carts, and I did not ever think about that until just now.
Grocery stores, trust me, grocery stores. But I do feel like you should be able to buy hot stuff though. I understand the temperature regulating or whatever. I want to know their reasoning for not actually being able to buy hot food. Because I don't think you should ever be limited to that. I don't think you should have to take cold food home.
I think they were basically like, we gave you the money, now the most you can, the least you can do is cook that shit. It's like, put a little bit of work in, throw it in the oven.
You should be going to McDonald's, but I just don't think if you go in the grocery store, there's a reason. I don't like that they tell them like they can't have hot food. I think that's wild as fuck to me.
You can buy food, but we're gonna tell you what kind of food.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I don't know. But I would like to see it regulated a little bit more. If that has anything to do with anything, we got bigger fish to fry than worry about somebody's food card, really, in this country.
I can hear crickets.
Actually, I did.
No, but I like it. I like everything they doing. Man, we need to see with the money going with these schools. They always talking about, and I think what I believe they doing is all the shit that they were trying to pull out of the school, like the tranny talk and all that little weird books they was put. I think whatever that money was going to, they gonna take a lot of that money away. So any of that, I know that's the goal for sure. And probably with that other section said others. Yeah, we're gonna find out what them others mean as well for 58 million. But it's probably a lot of other money out there that just scattered out. It ain't really going on for the things that it's supposed to be going towards. 80 billion, yeah, that's enough, man. Just for because whenever I took my daughter to school, they said we had to bring supplies for them. We had to bring. They give you a list. Yeah.
Oh my life, Kleenex. My mom said, "Why am I this shit?" You don't even take this shit home. You get a personal thing of sanitizer.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Family pack.
Yeah. They dump it in a box and be like, well, all the kids gonna use it. Once I figured that out, I said, nah.
Oh, nah.
Brain bug, because I looked like everything in there was mostly mine.
Yeah. Fuck. Nah.
So they found a way.
So, oh, well. Just throwing it out there earlier, y'all said something about an audit. Apparently, this is the third audit. November 2024, it was posted that the Department of Education failed its third audit review.
In what way? So they didn't meet. They didn't get the money.
I didn't go thoroughly into
they
detail.
Ain't new at this.
Yeah, so they've failed their audit 3 times since they've been established, which I just wanted to throw it out there that Trump has no damn room sitting there saying anything about anybody's audit. I'm smiling because this was a hilarious in my head thing for me whenever I found it out, because my ex was like, oh yeah, he donated a bunch of money and he never took $1 of his presidency money. Did you know that after Trump got out of office, they went to go audit him and find out, what he did with his presidential money? while he was president. And he's like, no, you can't do that. And they're like, yeah, we can. We've done it for every president before you. We have to know what you've done as your with your money as president. And he put it off so much that it got taken up to a Supreme Court situation where the Supreme Court was like, why are you doing this? The FDA has to, or whatever, has to take a look into your thing. And then they took a look at it and was like, why haven't y'all been keeping up with his money his entire pregnancy? And then they were like, fuck yeah, we totally are. And then they went and like looked at it and found that he did not donate any of his presidential money. And the closest thing to a donation he had in his thing was that he had donated a couple $1 million to his children, and he made sure to note that he expects them to pay it back. So just throwing it out there, he's not at all the best guy to be talking about. Let's audit them. Bitch, you don't like being audited yourself. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah,
I mean, he getting audited for what he did with his money, though. That's weird. This is not
weird
their
to me.
money, This is not their money, so I think they should audit. Now, if you get audited for, if I give you $1 million, Destiny, and you want to tell the world you donated to charity for they can stay off your line, I'm not gonna audit you. And if I did, and I found out you kept the money, that's your money. You can do what you want with your money. You earn that money. But for people to take $80 billion from taxpayers' money and then do what they want with it, I think they deserve to be audited. So I don't see that as the same, but I get what you're trying to come from. Like, yeah, he lied about what he did with his with his pregnancy.
I mostly just wanted to talk about that. That cracks me up.
Yeah, we gonna audit what they doing with taxpayers' money.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know. I ain't never even knew that they like looked at what presidents did with their money, because if that's their paycheck, I could shove it up my ass if I felt like it, because that's what I made. That's the money that I made. So I don't have to I'm surprised that they do that. I didn't know they do that. So that's new education.
Nah, they normally don't. But they do it to Trump because that's who he is. If he trying to use that as a move to gain more voters, they like, nah, you ain't gonna lie and get more votes. So they called him out, so he got bagged, I guess. So it is, they playing the game. That's why I like Kendrick Lamar performance. Ain't nothing but a big game, so it's up to us if we want to play it long and decide what character or what team you rooting for. I just like to sit back and watch the game be played, and talk about it, because it's funny to me, man. Every time somebody get in there, they like him, he making change. They don't, he's about to destroy the world. And did the same thing with Bush. I was just young, but now me being older, I'm like, man, they put in there whoever they want to put in there. And it's just left wing, right wing, same bird. We say it all the time, but we don't really understand it. Because when we had them talks, it's more hatred towards either side, but it ain't never towards both sides. Like, fuck both sides. It's just like you getting crook or blood.
Yep.
The Department of Education was not able to confirm where all of the money that they spent went.
Uh-oh.
So that's their audit.
Get that money.
Poverty for the cure.
I don't know what my man Dame at, man.
They don't do taxes with that, Josh. So, he said fuck taxes. So.
Yeah, he did. Everybody, it's about filing time now. Don't get finesse. Don't go try claim kids ain't children got paid back 5 years later. I'm telling you, do it right. Hire the people who actually do the taxes. Don't get your cousin Boo Boo to do it, because he told you to get you back $8,000. Don't believe it. I'm telling you.
Right. That's some scammers right now.
Yeah. Then they giving back more for kids this year. So that's gonna be big for a lot of people. Uh-oh. She just come back smiling. And get it together.
I'm here. I'm about to look up all the different departments. I'm gonna mute myself so I can't hear me.
They're failing. I'm not shocked they fail. I'm not shocked they stealing. Like I expected for the most part.
Because we got people on a local level still. So anybody less reachable, I definitely expect you to be doing something. We got our own people in DC and shit that's talking about some, what they doing with money and shit. So I'm not surprised by it.
All right, so there are a bunch of different departments of. All right, so I'm gonna skip department of. We're just gonna go straight to the word. Agriculture, commerce, defense, which is where they'll probably throw that shit. Education, energy, health and human services, homeland security, housing and urban development. Let's put it in that, man. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Department of the Interior, which says manages the interior. What the fuck does that mean? Anyhow, justice, labor, state, transportation, the treasury is how it's stated, and veterans affairs. Are y'all there? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No feedback. No feedback. Do you? I think
I don't really know.
the urban development would be pretty damn great to put that shit into.
Do you have a question behind it? Was you saying like where you think we should apply the money at, or would you?
Well, see, Molly asked earlier, where do you think they would use that money? Where are they going to take the money? Because I think it was where I asked. They never mentioned how they were going to disperse the funds that they were pulling from the Department of Education. And Molly asked at one point, where do we think that they are going to put those funds?
In their pocket. In their pockets.
They say
found a way.
What is the Department of Interior is the executive department of the United States federal government responsible for the management and conservation of most federal lands and natural resources.
Oh, okay. So then when Hawaii or something burn the fuck down, then y'all come in and okay. And seize that shit. That's what y'all do. Okay.
We come and take.
Yeah, I love that you looked that up. Thank you.
Yeah. Interior is natural resources.
Interior will just take your shit, right?
Yeah, just snatch your shit up.
Thanks, Josh.
Something happened or whatever on the land and it flooded out. Now they can take it and shit.
Yep, these are different. Let's see. I'm gonna go here.
Well, with health, transportation, I'm definitely everything on here mostly good.
Oh man,
everything needs.
This does not. It's fucking in Spanish, my guy.
I say
it looks like it's not in English, but we're here for the big words. We're here for the big words.
The words are the main words are, but on my screen it looks like this is Spanish. Like the main words.
Yeah, the big words, yeah, but then whenever you close up, that is not English, my dude.
It's like nah.
Honestly, that looks like Latin.
Agriculture.
Who the hell broke
it
down?
That's
to
how
Latin?
you say it in Spanish underneath.
Portugal. Spanish. Yeah.
One word in English, be like 10 words in Spanish.
Right.
Buy the print? Nah, I'm good.
Nah, that's a knockoff. And they want $40. $39.
All right, so big words.
That research shit because y'all, for my whole life, been talking about curing cancer and all that shit, and y'all still ain't did shit towards that. And we already know that the money is not the money. How the medical system is. If we reshape what those programs actually are about, then that would change how you can distribute the money because y'all all a part of this corrupt shit. So it's kind of hard to say where money go. Where I know about Monsanto and when it comes to our agriculture and shit, and I know how y'all sending us to the medical field with our health problems from the agriculture. So that's all kind of fucked up. I don't know because who's actually for the people is what I want to know. Because the education system apparently not, because half y'all can't feed y'all kids and all that shit. And they ain't learning the motherfucking thing coming home. So
Yeah.
and they say defense, but defense in the US terminology usually just means go over to another country and take their shit or see what they got and then come back.
Defense for American defense, that is just putting more money in our military. That's all that is.
We don't have a lot of people trying. We don't really have attacks. 9/11 is not one of them. So anybody thinks that, but we don't have a lot of attacks. We in everything. We need to stay away from all. You would have more money to even work with if we stop going to other countries and giving a fuck. If we focus on ourselves.
Yeah,
for a
but one
minute.
of the reasons we don't have that many attacks is because America is one of the most fucking built up beefy bitches in the world. Okay.
Base everywhere in almost every country we can name. So we
Oh.
got our eyes on everything.
Yeah,
You know?
we're okay. Like that's where nobody really fucks with us. But I mean, if you ever hear like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, it's like the same scenario except backwards in a way. Where like I'm afraid that America thinks that we're so beefy that no one would attack, and then like no one really attacks. That's kind of. And then whenever somebody actually that's the part. Whenever somebody actually attacks, then we're all like, "Oh shit," and it's bad. I'm kind of worried for Mobile right now, actually.
Yeah, I'll be careful out there. We gangsters.
And we've got the military medical ship sitting at our port right now, and we just repaired it like 6 months ago. It's been gone for 6 months. Why is it back? I'm over here like, please stop telling me these things, you conspirator friends of mine, because I just want to think that we fucked up and we got to replace the flooring or something.
No, that's not. That's not
Yeah,
reality.
because it's Mardi Gras season. We're all out here.
Friends can't let you live with reality.
I don't know. I mean, that friend of mine was on some drugs, but it made sense. Okay, there's a lot of us out here.
And what's up, Aquarius? Y'all ever play like Battlefield, like the little board game?
That used to be my shit back in the.
Yeah, and I think that's real. Like that's why America go to these places. You know, like we try to get land. Like when I went to Panama, I was on America soil. I ain't really step off for so much. But when you got land in other places and you can conquer other places, if you do get into it with it like a China, they can't. About time they even shoot some at America, we already shot at them because we closer now. You know, so we ain't gotta actually shoot a missile from America. We already spattered up in 20 other places all around them. So I think that's why they try to get land so they can have better angles.
Yeah.
So if things do come out, we can hit you from here, we can hit you from there, and there. So I think that's how they be doing things. That's just my weird thinking. That's what I think it is.
At all, we
No,
got a
that-
base
that-
everywhere.
That's not weird.
We're like in the country, like, and then calling it aid when something goes left. Like knowing that we're attaching ourselves to countries that are less fortunate, ain't got the same resources and all that, and then we play saviors when something goes in disarray, and that keeps whatever trust or whatever people think they built. But I don't know. It makes sense what you're saying
Yeah.
because we in everything. We don't have a base.
Kwani.
Hey,
Your
Shaquan.
lane.
I was listening. I swear.
What's up,
I
Miss
just,
Shaquan?
gotta go quick.
What's the topic?
All right.
Education. Oh,
Yeah.
the last.
It started
Go ahead.
with Trump is taking money. He's trying to disperse the Board of Education, and then we're like, oh, where is he going to put the money? And then we started talking about the Department of Defense, I believe it was. And
Well, there's a couple.
Top in education. Yeah.
Yeah, we went into a bunch of them. This is where we're at now.
You show. Are you able to pull the tab back up that you showed? Because it was different. It was all of our sources on where the finances will go to. I mean, Destiny just said that, but the list showed like the list that she pulled up showed like made you look back and look at all of what America needs to do with their money or things that they need to put money into. The bills of America, really.
Wait, hold on.
Agriculture, medication, field, research and science. It was a couple different ones.
I'm waiting on my stuff to load. I apologize.
Nah, you good. You good.
All right,
I've done
you looking it
done
up? Shit, we
Eric. Oh, here we are. All right. Why don't
learning. At least we got a question. We figuring it out before we get off the line. So I like that. You know.
Yeah, sure. All right. So, the different. All right. So I'm gonna start with the top. All right. The United States federal government has many departments, including cabinet departments, independent agencies, and regulatory agencies. Different cabinet departments include, and all of these have department of in front of them. We're skipping that. Agriculture, commerce, defense, education, energy, health and human services, homeland security, housing and urban development, the interior, justice, labor, state, transportation, the treasury, veterans affairs. That is all of them.
Mm-hmm. So we was talking about like where, like we was talking about where if the money were to be distributed, or if we, you know, could say where we think the money should go, where it go. That was the question right now.
Yeah. Now that I'm back at it.
Well, like I said, it's when these systems I know for sure are corrupt, all of them, in one way or another, it just when you say like where the money should go, I don't want you to keep poisoning me with the food that the farmers have to grow and all that. I don't want you to like, you know, send me after I get cancer or something. You sending me to the doctors to cure it. You know, I don't know. It's hard to say because big pharma and everything is a really big, you know, thing. This country is not necessarily for health because there's a lot of countries that have free healthcare, free you know, education. They don't work 80 hours a week and shit. They don't have to do those things, you know. So
Yeah, if
you know,
we had an all-inclusive
Yeah.
Healthcare, like, you know, just about any other country out there, then, you know, we'd all be a little happier. I also like the idea of the money, some of the money going, or a fat chunk, if not, into housing and urban development. Now, I don't know. I don't care about the housing part, but the urban development, like I would love to see some of these places built up into closer to their original vigor. Like we've got Pritchard over here, and I know Pritchard is, you know, the big bad for all of Alabama, actually. Number one worst in America.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful at one point. Whenever I go through there to pay my water bill, I'm like, man, I bet this was stunning at some point. Let's put it back together. Let's make it beautiful again. Let's build back some houses. My house is falling apart. I'm a mile away from Pritchard, so it's an old place. I mean, that the roads. Which one of those would be roads? Is that also part of urban development?
I think it should just be development, you know, like it shouldn't like, you know, because when they put people inside a box and they build a community, then you can know like all these people here, let's put less police around this area. Let's send less help in this area. Let's put certain McDonald's and fast food restaurants or with them curry house here. I don't know what y'all have there. So I like that it's just development. No matter who you is, get them some type of funding and help them find a house wherever they desire. Because then it forces people live in areas they don't want to live in. Something can happen to a family member. I know family members been killed and they still got to live in that same house for the rest of their life, damn near. So it's like, God damn, to go through that trauma. So I get what they be trying to do, but I never liked that. I like the fact that, you know, you can give people a voucher or some type of money and they can decide if I want to live over here, I want to live over there, they can decide to do that. But when you put them in a box, it make it hard, I think. and making it easy for them
Yeah.
to do the things they like to do.
Yeah, because you gave a subject a different title for a reason. And when you give something a different title, whatever mental category you put it in, you're gonna treat it differently. It's just, I think
Kenny,
that's
what
just
up,
human
Kenny?
nature. You're gonna look at it and respond to it and react different because you didn't put it in a different place. Instead of if it's general, like Molly said, if it's general housing, then it's not, it's not leaning in either direction. But the money definitely. Hold on. Okay. On top of that, the pharmaceutical industry is the biggest cash cow for America. Then it's oil, which is where the Latin family gives the biggest emporium investments from other countries. And last but not least, trade and commerce. Yeah. Yeah.
Getting that money.
Comments. I
Like
seen comments.
Trump saying,
Um,
dig, baby, dig. That's why Trump said that. That's how
I see
all the prices up now. Joe Biden, stop digging. Like, why you stop digging? That's how we make our money.
other comments, if you don't mind, so I can read them, Jakes. Money should go to housing. What's up, Kenny? Money should go to housing and healthcare for people who provide medical support to disabled individuals. I say it should go. Okay. Well, America isn't a country; it is a corporation. Yeah, it is a big business. That is very true. Yeah.
It's still good money going to housing, but it be always we forget that it's our money, So we get put up like the government should give us this, and the government gave us this last time. Remember, the government gave us back. Like, no, we gave us that. We put these things in place. They using our money. It's like somebody, your parents or something, say, give me all y'all money. I'm gonna save it for y'all for the end of the year. At the end of the year, decide to say who get what and what. It's our money. Like let us start deciding what we want to do with our tax money. They just living a life. It's smart though. They found a way to tax their citizens and live off us. Like we out here putting the work in. They can tax us at anything we do. Go to the grocery store, you getting taxed. Get a check, you getting taxed. Everything you possibly do, you getting taxed. And they living. They taking flights. Oh, that's true. In and out of the country on our dime. So I don't know. Can we beat them, Destiny, or should we join them? Do we got to join them and find a way to fight within?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I was looking up some cool shit to bring up. Repeat, and I had to go through a commercial. I was afraid you heard it, but that's actually what I thought you called my name for. I was like, oh fuck, you heard it. But what was the question?
No, I say I don't know how things gonna ever change. If we can't beat them, do we join them and fight the system within?
What, like spies? Like a ninja?
Yeah, you can call it that.
I mean, like, if I call it that, that sounds pretty cool. But I'm definitely on, like, mentally, I'm the rebellious side. But I'll follow rules as long as they're fair.
Destiny ain't following no rules, Trey. What about you, Trey Money?
Oh.
I think Trey in a bad area.
No.
Yeah, Trey in a bad area.
Say it again.
He back.
What happened?
Nah, I said last question before we get out of here. I was asking.
You said last question?
Yeah, before we get out of here.
I don't know.
I don't think Trey can hear me.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
You said last question?
Am I pulled up? You can't tell.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. So I'm gonna do that.
Waking up every morning to breathtaking views of the Italian countryside, making your home in one of the country's most romantic regions. Okay, now imagine getting paid to do this. Italy will pay you $32,000 to move to one of the small mountain towns of Tuscany. The government there is offering grants to help cover half of the cost of buying and renovating a home. The goal is to boost the population. Italy's small towns and villages are dying off as people move to bigger cities for better jobs. Now to the fine print of it all. Anyone interested must be willing to commit the time as well as the money. Americans must apply for a residency permit lasting at least 10 years, okay?
Wow.
At least 10 years.
Okay.
They must also use the home as a primary residence. So that means not a vacation home. Yeah, that's the fine print.
Yeah.
You have until July 27th to apply if this works for you.
Too good to be true. File that under. If it sounds too good.
It is.
Yeah.
Have you
Shush. All right. So that's my point is that's not the only place that's doing that. There are a lot of places that shush, the dogs are being nuts. There are a lot of places that their population is declining so much so that they will pay you to move there. Yes, there are things that are like, oh, you have to live here. Ah, how scary. You have to put some amount of money into it. Ah, scary. I do that here. I mean, like, if you just breaking it down, if you don't like it here, you can literally grab you and your family and go somewhere else and they will pay you to do it. Roll Tide, go America.
You ain't lying. They would pay your top dollar. Who would leave though? You know, that's the thing. Who gonna actually leave? I know I don't mind visiting these places where you go, you love it, but you know, things go down south. It's the same thing here. Just like we got a government and control everything. They got the same thing there. You know, sometimes it'd be worse than some other places, but they do treat their people a little more nicer when it comes to feeding them, when it comes to health and things like that. And I think that's because their population is so low. You know, you can't have people out here dying off too young.
There was a girl that went to Bangkok, which I love saying out loud, but she went to Bangkok and she went and had all the tests that a female body needs, had all of them. Un momento. For only like 800 and something bucks. I covered all of it.
Yeah, that's why them girls was going out of town to get the boobs done, the butt done, and sometimes it went south, you know, so sometimes you get what you pay for. I'm too scared to do that, you know, but I'm happy she all right. $800. That's
I'm over there like I'd come out missing a spleen or something.
Yeah.
But like, look, Aquarius, God, I love that. Young lady, you and I should go to Bangkok together and not lose spleens. Going to Egypt, ooh, man, the men and the women there.
They got number mummies out there. You can be dating mummies.
Descendants of mummies.
Hey, appreciate y'all tuning in. My girl Reese, she out for the day. Destiny, before we go, man, give them some good energy for the day. Give them something good. Leave with a little recap of what we talked about as well.
Okay, so the recap is we were talking about Trump wants to break down the Department of Education, and nowhere did they state where that money was going to go. So we went over different possibilities, different areas, our own experiences with situations involving education. This has been a very educational episode of the Morning Mac Show. So it's Turn Up Tuesday. Oh man, it's Tuesday, crazy. But I'm taking my dick with me, Aquarius. Now I hope that everybody knows that whatever the hell you want to accomplish, you can accomplish by saying you can accomplish it. Go out there and do that shit. You can do it. I believe in you. We all believe in you. And y'all come back for our next episode. Whatever, I think it's Wellness Wednesday is tomorrow. Y'all come back, see us, and out there get Shades of Blue. It's a good book. Mine is over there. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Trey Money, give him some good energy before we go, King.
I don't know about good energy, but I think I want to say is that let's practice getting into things and expanding our minds, expanding what we immerse ourselves in. Look into things, educate yourself before someone else makes it a problem. Let's not start getting invested in things because of a specific event, a certain person we don't care for, or just because. Be expanding, be looking into things before it's a problem. Try to build up your education internally. Try to start with yourself and what you know first, the people that you know right around you. Build a home base, and you can start to fill resources. So if things were to go left, you will have some type of chance of survival. That's all.
Like that. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Everybody, be positive, stay positive, and try to help somebody today. No matter what it is. Hold the door for somebody. Just speak to somebody. I think we need to talk more and argue less.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say, man. But I think tomorrow we might do the what you watch Wednesdays or what y'all watching Wednesdays. So yeah, y'all think of some TV shows, some movies or whatnot you might be into right now. Share it with us. We'll be talking about it. I don't know what Reese might bring up. Tomorrow might be a movie from the 60s, 70s, 80s. I never know. Reese done seen damn near everything. I'm catching up though. We done threw out a couple of good shows for y'all to watch. If y'all did watch them, let us know. How did y'all like them? But yeah, we'll be back same time as always, 10:30. So whenever we feel like getting up off here.
I mistakenly took the wrong path. I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast. I had to keep trying. Growing up, I got in trouble. Told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up. Swear I be needing me time.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, y'all.